every single market cycle is once we have that horrific crash, the worst one, and then we start to rebound from there. You can see the rebound was pretty big. Like back then, we rebounded 67%. Everybody was convinced that's it. We're going to rally higher from here. So now I'd be really
So now I'd be really. So now I'd be really.
4,000. They all said, do not buy. This is definitely not the bottom. And it was the bottom. So then we get to this cycle. And once again, everybody says, this time is different. We negus no.
Negus no. Negus no.
'Hi again, everybody. I thought I'd leave a little bit of a video addition at the end of these reversals to help explain how I see these reversals and how they tie into reverse speech and how that may or may not tie into any prediction that I think will or will not happen. So, first and foremost, do I think any of these reversals show clearly which way Bitcoin itself is going? Is this like the word from above? Bitcoin is going here, Bitcoin is going there. No, I do not. Now, what I think the reversals do show is an honest opinion. It shows the level of honesty that Steve Courtney is bringing when he shows his opinion of how market psychology is impacting people as it pertains to the way market psychology usually galvanizes basic human instinct, either at the top at the euphoria or near the bottom at the extreme fear stage. So, I do have an opinion on whether or not the top is already in Bitcoin. And in my personal opinion, based on what I've been shown in the charts by these people, I do actually think that the top of Bitcoin is in and has been in for a little while. I guess it was this last October when Bitcoin reached, let's say, like 120 something thousand. So, based on the facts in the charts and based on what the experts that I trust most have said, I do think that the top is in. I do personally think that. I am of the opinion of that. But as far as Steve Courtney here of Crypto Crew University, as far as Steve Courtney is, his reversals are saying, all they're really saying is that he honestly feels the way he's talking forwards about market psychology, about what the majority of people will think and when. And that seems to come through pretty clean and pretty clear. So, in summation, I think that his opinion, based on the charts, is that the market cycle top is in. I've been personally convinced based on what I've been shown in the charts. But do these reversals actually say the top is in, the bottom is in, etc.? No, none of these reversals have explicitly sort of been the word from above on what exactly is happening here. So all we really have to go on reversal wise is how clean do you think his opinion is? How much does it seem he believes what he's saying forward? And based on what I can hear, it seems like he's very confident, and his opinion of the top being in, oh, pardon me, his opinion of the market cycle wreaking havoc on people's psychology, that comes through as very congruent. So that's what I will say. So those are my 2 cents. I do think that the market cycle top is in. I do think that we could be at least a month away from the earliest bottom. And even though the bottom may hit in a month or longer, it could be that once the bottom is hit with Bitcoin, it could go sideways for a while, and then you could get a slightly higher double bottom or a slightly lower double bottom. So it could hit a number and then hit a little bit lower in a few months. But according to what Steve Courtney is saying here, based on the patterns in the charts in past market cycles, I think it's interesting that he thinks that the market cycle bottom could be in as early as the end of March 2026. And the interesting thing that he has to say about that is that at that point, all of the people who were saying, "Oh no, you're wrong. It's going to go higher. That wasn't the top." those are going to be the same people who say, oh, it's going much lower, don't buy here. That's one of the funny things about how this works. But anyway, I guess I've had a little bit of experience in crypto. I've been through not two full market cycles, but like the end of the 2017 cycle, the whole of the market cycle that culminated in 2022, and the whole of this. So they say that it takes about two market cycles for someone to glean what's basically going to happen in any given 4 year crypto market cycle and how to play that. And thankfully, I think it's starting to kick in. I mean, I guess perseverance has won out. Steve Courtney also lets you know that it's a fact that 90% of people who get into crypto will get frustrated by this process and give up and not have the persistence it takes to make it through multiple market cycles. So, yeah, I mean, that's a tough one. 90% of people giving up while they're at a loss and saying, I'm done with crypto. This stuff is bunk. You know what I mean? Um, I suppose I'm still of the opinion that if you play the market cycle right and you have enough experience and you're not shooting for the moon and you're not responding to extreme fear with your instincts, you should do okay. And that's what happened with me this market cycle. I mean, I didn't hit the very tippy top, but soon after the new year, I recognized what was happening and sold most of my crypto. So, yeah, for the first time, I've got a decent amount of crypto that I've sold, and I feel good about where I exited this market cycle. And yeah, I suppose I owe it to experience and owe it to trying to get a handle on what's happening with the charts. And I would love to come before you and say, like, I found this amazing reversal that told me exactly what was going to happen, but that's not the truth yet. But if that ever does happen, I will let you know. But yeah, I suppose there are times where reversals will be clear about what you're looking for. And there are times where it might supplement a little bit what you think someone's saying who might be indicating that, let's say, the top is already in or whatever. But I think that, at times when reverse speech doesn't present a clear answer, that has to be acknowledged and it needs to be used as a little bit of an enhancer to your own opinion. But there are times where it cannot be the end all be all and it cannot tell you everything. So I'd love to tell you that reverse speech told me everything I know about crypto right now, and it's the reason that I stuck this market cycle like a gymnast sticking the landing. But that's really not the truth. It's more persistence, maybe a hunter's persistence, maybe I don't know, like just keeping an open mind, learning from your mistakes, and persevering. Yeah. So that's my crypto story. That's how I see this reverse speech episode tying into where I think crypto will go. And yeah, I'm going to end my ramble now. You all have a good week and good luck the rest of the market cycle.